the show, everyone, and happy Pearl Harbor Day today. It's a day of remembrance. We are live on Facebook here right now, so I want to say hi to everybody. We're all in here today. It's the holidays are right around the corner. They're here with us now, and it's going to be a great end of the year for everyone. Like us, follow us. We're going to go ahead and share this after the show later on today, and everybody can check it out. Everyone loves that. I also want to tell everybody out there one thing before I bring on my first guest, but because I've been having trouble with my voice, and for a while now, and I got something to help. So I just wanted everybody to know that I'm working on that. I'm still here. I'm live here in the studio. I'm not dying in any way, but I just want everyone to know that I'm sorry that it's just been something wrong with it, but I've got a little something here to help, so that everybody can be happy with that. Now, my first guest, first of all, Michael has been with me for years. I mean, I think I've known him for almost 10 of the years that I've been doing these 12 years of shows. Michael also has served for our country, and he's fought for our country, and I want to thank you for that. But you're also fighting something right now. Michale Pappiani, you don't call yourself a poet. You call yourself a language artist. Can you tell everybody a little bit why you call yourself that?
Well, poetry is an art form, and it's a very, very defined, and it's way up there, in my opinion. And to say you're a poet is like being presumptuous.
Have some of my stuff.
I'll get some water here. But see, you can be a language artist, and you're trying to write something that sticks, and it's really wonderful. Whether I write something like that is really up to other people to decide. Not for me saying, well, I'm a poet or something, Right. I say, I'm a language artist. I'm trying to write poetry. If it gets there, let me know.
Hey, let me tell you something about your poetry. What I love that you do for people out there, and I'm going to say this right now. You've done it. You've been on my television show talking about people out there have loved ones that you animals. It doesn't even have to be a person that you want to remember. Today it's a day of remembrance, right? And he writes poems. All you have to do is talk to him. Tell him about that person. Maybe you have a picture of somebody that you would like to have a poem written, where it's not just a photograph. It's so much more. Today, I know you're going to be reciting one of your poems if you'd like to, and we're also going to give away a poem here today. So let's first of all do the one you're going to give away, because it's really coolio.
Well, this is kind of in remembrance of Pearl Harbor now, and the little artwork that's on it is a picture I took. It's the American flag flying in front of the silhouette of the Superstition Mountains. I like that artwork really well. And this, I think, really fits into what happens to people that go serve their country. They get out, everything's fine, but this is what happens. And I call it, For Those With Whom We Served. Memories and photographs, some buttons and some brass, a letter from remembering when, a faded shirt and patch. You'll find them in the attic, in some rarely looked through drawer, the echoes and the faces of our buddies from the war. There's not much left of where we trained, nor thoughts of what they saved. But I, for one, will sing their songs in gratitude and praise.
Well, that's such a beautiful poem, and you're also such a fighter. You're going through something terrible right now, and even here, by you being here, sitting in this chair right now, it took a lot for you to be here today, so I really appreciate that.
Well, recently, since I started this war, I've seen people that make what I'm going through walk in the park.
Tell them the war you're on.
I am going to start a networking program for those of us who have diabetes, especially type 2, although type 1 is welcome. But type 2 is the kind of enemy that is killing you right now. It'll take years or it'll happen fast. It doesn't care. But when I got into this situation, and it cost me 3 toes so far, and they're trying to get more, I'm trying to keep them, this is a war to me, because I understand war. I understand how to do it. And I'm saying, let's take that strategy, let's take that strength and dedicate it to diseases. And I'm just go beyond, each one of you, go beyond diabetes type 2. Fight your own war. That's something that's attacking you. I'm choosing type 2 diabetes because what I've seen in the last, since the 21st of September, is enough to wake you up.
Well, I'll tell you something. I'm going to open up the lines to the audience right now for everybody to get entered in to win this poem that he's written. And it's a beautiful poem, and anybody who out there who has a loved one that they would like to make a tribute to. He has a beautiful, I wish that people could see it. I know on live on Facebook over there, we've got our little video going in here too. I've got that showing. You've got a little picture here of somebody that was in the Army, and then you also have the poem that goes with it. It'll be a signed autograph picture that you're going to get, that you can do this for someone that you love. So I'm going to open up the lines of the audience, and everyone can call throughout the rest of the show for this. Our number here, 602-277-5369. And toll-free, it's 1-866-536-1100.
I'd like to tell a little bit about that person in the
Go
photograph.
ahead.
It's a photograph when you get out of basic training and they take your photograph, you send it to your parents and all. It has a double meaning here. That is my brother James at 18 years old. He went in, he says, because of me, you know how brothers are and stuff like that. Hey, I'm going to the Army too. I said, wait a minute, maybe you better think about this, you know. But he went in, he loves that picture. And then he died of diabetes type 2. So 500. They got up to 500. They took him to the hospital. 3 days later, he was dead. And this was maybe 20 years after that picture was taken. But I'm telling you, there it is right there, people. It's happening right now. It's not over there someplace. It's right here.
It's living in your body, unfortunately, it is. And it's killing you on a daily basis.
The way I wrote it for him is this, because I also saw the change
Go ahead.
in the military. I went in 63. I'm pretty old. I'm 73. I went in the military at 18 at 1963. That was when they kept saying Vietnam is not a war, it's a police action. That was the days when they actually spit on the ground when you wore a uniform. That's neither here nor there, but it changed, didn't it? And I saw it change.
Right into that mic.
Which is why this poem right here says...
No, into the mic, Mike. So
I'm sorry. Let me get it straight here. I'm getting excited.
Me too.
This says, and I dedicate it to my brother, says, I am a warrior of my people. I do not beg their support. I command their tribute. That's how the military has changed since I went into it. So again, this right here, you can see it. If you've got a loved one in the military right now, I would be honored to put this poem of mine or this language art next to the picture of your loved one, and let's get it out there.
The number to call here is 602-277-5369, and toll free, it's 1-866-536-1100. I want the first one.
You got it.
Okay, there you go. Now, let's talk a bit more. You said the last time when you were on the show, on November 30th, that you want to eradicate type 2 diabetes.
Yes.
Through poem.
I want to get poets together and give gallery showings. Now, this is kind of an interesting way I'm going about it. I am not going to be like good poets out there, and they're writing about climate change. They're writing about things that are concerned to all of us. The gallery showings we're going to give are not going to mention type 2 diabetes. They're going to mention their poetry, their artwork, their language art. And then people will come and see it, and we're going to have auctions. Something you say, oh, I like that. The base starting point is going to be what the language artist gets. Anything beyond that, every bit of it, is going to go to a type 2 diabetes research center.
Well, right now, I want to just open up the lines to the audience for everyone to just call in and get entered in to win one of your poems. Is that okay?
That's fine.
The one that we're doing here. It's a great day for that. Our number here is 602-277-5369. Toll free, it's 1-866-536-1100. We're also going to want to talk a little bit about how you want to network with people so that not just, where you'll meet people like you, like-minded with the situation, so you can talk about it a little bit. We're going to go to a break, and when we come back, we're going to talk further. Call us here and get entered in to win. Our number here is 602-277-5369. So welcome back, everyone. We are talking with Michale Pappiani. Michale Pappiani is a language artist, and he's been on my show for so long, many years that I've known Michale. And he's such a good man, and he's a good person, good-hearted person, and always wants to. I think one thing about you, when I think about you, you're so wanting to help others as well. It's not about Michale, it's about everybody else, whether it was through, some of the different, going down to the different areas like Tombstone and stuff like that, and bringing people into the area and growing other people's businesses. now you have decided to take something that happened to you, which I'm so sorry. But at the same time, I'm thankful that when something like this happens, that you can make lemonade out of lemons, and you got to do that sometimes.
Well, that's true. And like I said, since I've been in the hospital and stuff, I've met people to make my condition like not even worth talking about.
Right.
Really, I want to use it so that people don't get as far as I got. There's no need to lose your toes because you're stubborn about saying, well, high sugars aren't a problem because it takes a long time. Short sugars kill you now. So
right.
I just want to take that, go into it, and we're going to eradicate type 2 diabetes.
Absolutely. And what we're going to do, too, is open up the lines for everyone to get entered in to win your poem, one of your poems. Let's read it again so that the people that might be, just tuning in can hear it.
And this is for all the people that we knew, like Colonel James Nicholas Rowe, one of the greatest soldiers I ever served with. And basically, I was thinking of him when I wrote this. So, for those with whom we served, memories and photographs, some buttons and some brass, a letter from remembering when, a faded shirt and patch. You'll find them in the attic in some rarely looked-through drawer, the echoes and the faces of our buddies from the war. There's not much left of where we trained, nor thoughts of what they saved, but I, for one, will sing their songs in gratitude and praise. And with that, I'd like to add...
Go ahead.
101st Airborne Air Assault. There you go.
Our number here, 602-277-5369, and toll-free, it's 1-866-536-1100. We might have a caller that's calling and then wants to say something, and I will go ahead and let that happen. So go ahead. Hi. I don't know what your full name is. What is it?
George.
Oh, he didn't write it all out. So, George, there you go. George, you're on the line. What did you want to say?
Okay. I just want to go ahead and share real quickly my experience with diabetes. My diabetes shot up to 500. I lost my eyesight on my right side, 50% of my eyesight on my right eye, 30% of my eyesight on my left eye. I went from weighing nearly 150 pounds down to 113 pounds. And I just what can I say? I wish there was a way that we could be informed of this before we get to this stage. I also lost a lot of my being able to remember things. I would read things and I couldn't remember it. So the diabetes really affected me, but I didn't know I had diabetes until I saw the doctor, and that's when he told me that my blood sugar was excessively high.
Somehow.
And that's
I'm sorry to hear that. I am so sorry to hear that. And I have to tell you, somehow, some way, I have a feeling that we're going to do a show, that Michael's going to do a show where people can just call in and talk. Right now, you're wanting to do this sort of like on your own in a networking situation.
Right.
But I think I'm going to turn that around and make it into a show somehow, some way. For all of you people out there that want your voice to be heard of what you're dealing with, whether it's you or someone that you know that you're living with that might even have that. It's something hard. It's something that it's hard for everybody, not obviously for you too, but everyone involved. I'm so glad you called in, and thank you. Did you want to say one more thing?
Just quick to George. Glad to have you call in, and let's get together and make it happen.
And so I just wanted to, I just wish there was a way that we could be informed of this ahead of time, or make it more known publicly or worldwide, so that we'll go through this, because it affected me, it affected my family, and it was a scary, scary experience.
Well, I'll tell you what, thank you for calling in. We're going to connect you with Michael, and that's going to be the beginning, and that's what we're starting is a little chain, right? And it's just going to be step by step, and I love that. I love that. Thanks for calling in. We really appreciate it. So we've got our lines open here. I didn't expect that somebody was going to call in and want to talk, but you can if you like. Let's start our own little show right this second. Okay? So you can call in and you're going to get entered in to win the poem that he just read. And we're going to write one about diabetes too. So we just happen to use this one today because of the day that it is. So our number here is 602-277-5369. Toll free, it's 1-866-536-1100. That's the answer. is that we have used the radio, use a place like this so that people can call in and talk about what they're dealing with, not to a doctor, just to say what's going on. We're not trying to, which that's what you're not trying to do, is, not telling anybody what to do, but it's great to be able to have a force of people to be able to, relate to and talk to, and maybe through each other. I'm doing all the talking. Maybe through each other, we somehow, find, something that worked for somebody else, which is,
the thing with
that's
type
what
2,
networking is all about.
Networking, yes, but type 2 diabetes.
It makes a difference.
It affects people in different ways. So you can't just be one person giving advice. People have to say, this is how it affected me. Like George said, it affected his eyes. Me, it affected my legs. It can affect all parts of you, and you don't know until it happens.
Well, here's the thing, too. It's not about necessarily that you're giving advice. You're sharing your story.
Exactly.
When you share your story, somebody else hears it, and they say, that worked for him. Maybe I should go to the doctor and talk to my doctor about that and see if it would work for me. Instead of having all of these drug commercials on that say, go to your doctor by hearing this drug, you heard this drug, go and tell them about it, it's going to help you with whatever. Maybe you guys all just talk about maybe something you did that worked for you. Maybe it wasn't a drug. Maybe it was something else that you put on it that made it feel really good, that you found in your home,
That's it. This is not a medical advice collection. This is networking with people who's got the disease and say, my situation is different. Let's network, tell each other about it, and along the way, we will fight our own war. Battlefield is our own body. Victory will be the same. Eradication. I keep saying eradication, different word. Eradication.
You're the language artist. You should know.
Eradication of type 2 diabetes.
And our number here, 602, we're laughing in here because you know what? We're all just real people. And Michael, you just got out of the hospital, and they took several of your toes, and it's hard because you said to me when you came in here, I actually thought you were going to be like up and no problem, but you said that you had no idea that it was going to be such a withdrawal on whatever it was that you were on in there. But antibiotics, I didn't even know you can get a withdrawal from that.
And neither did I.
So we've got our lines open here for everyone to call in and get entered in to win the poem. I'm going to let you read it again just because what the heck, why not?
For those with whom we served. Memories and photographs, some buttons and some brass. A letter from remembering when. A faded shirt and patch. You'll find them in the attic, in some rarely looked-through drawer. The echoes and the faces of our buddies from the war. There's not much left of where we trained, nor thoughts of what they saved. But I, for one, will sing their songs in gratitude and praise.
And also this one that comes along with the picture says, I am a warrior of my people. I do not beg their support. I command their tribute. And that's one that they're going to get with that too. So our number here is 602-277-5369, and toll free it's 1-866-536-1100. And I'm going to let everyone call throughout the rest of the show. Maybe you just want to leave your name if you're dealing with something and just get connected with Michael, however you want to. This is how we're starting it. Eradicating type 2 diabetes. And when you feel better and you can write, I want you to write a little poem about, your experience and maybe something about that. And then we'll do that as a giveaway.
And the next shot's going to be, I believe, on the 18th of January, day after President's Day. And we'll do it again.
You got it. I got you in on my books. So again, our number here is 602-277-5369, and toll free it's 1-866-536-1100. A lot of people out there deal with type 2 diabetes, but you also are including anybody who has type 1 as well, right?
Right. There's 220 million people in the world suffering from diabetes, both 1 and 2.
Now, when I say you don't have to have diabetes or deal with somebody with diabetes to get this poem, we want you to understand that this poem is for everybody, right?
Yes.
And so, but if you are, and you're dealing with something, he would like to connect with you. We are going to start somehow, some way, we're going to make it happen where we have a show where people get to just call in and share their experiences of what they're dealing with and have a network. That's what he wants to do. He wants to network with people. I'm going to end the show. What's your final words?
Let's go do it. Eradicate.
The number to call here is 602-277-5369, and toll free it's 1-866-536-1100. Somehow we're going to get people connected in any way we can so they can network and talk a little bit about what they're dealing with. Again, call in here and get entered in to win the poem. Our number here is 602-277-5369.